What's going on, Coastal Living? Alonzo here with GulfCoastSmoke.com, and today we're making pulled pork potato skins. Now, one of the things we want to talk about today is utilizing that leftover barbecue, and I know what even is leftover barbecue. A lot of the times we have a lot left over because I have younger kids, and I want to show you guys a recipe how you could utilize your leftovers. This is going to be very, very easy, but it's going to taste very, very delicious. We're going to start with 6 russet potatoes. I'm going to put olive oil and some salt on the outside, and then these are going to go into your oven or Traeger at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. It doesn't have to be much olive oil at all. You just want to make sure you get a decent coat on the outside of these potatoes. I'll use a little bit that's left over on the cutting board just to coat everything. And once we're done with that, we're just going to get some salt all over the outside of these. Make sure to hit every single part of it. We're outside in the Traeger's running at 425 degrees. We are using B&B pellets. They're the post oak flavor, but to be 100% honest, we're not going to get too much flavor out of these potatoes. I'm going to put them on and we're just going to let them go until they're fork tender. It should take around 45 minutes or so. We're just going to place these on our rack, nothing special, and then we're going to let these go until they're finished. Time to concentrate on our leftover pulled pork. So this was in a Ziploc bag overnight. I do want to add just a little bit of Southern hospitality right to the top. Next, I'm just going to add a little bit of apple juice to this foil. Be careful, you don't want it to go everywhere. And that's just going to be a little bit of moisture for this pulled pork to kind of steam in there. Now I'm just going to fold it from the top, make it nice and tight. And now this will go on the Traeger for around 20 minutes or so. We will check it in about 10 minutes just to make sure that everything is breaking up in there and we get that nice pulled pork. Okay, it's been 45 minutes now, and we're gonna check on the potatoes and on the pulled pork. So with the pulled pork, we just wanted to add some moisture back into it, make sure it's really, really warm and delicious. On the potatoes, we do have a pick that we're gonna poke through just to make sure that they're really nice and tender. Then we'll get inside and we'll finish this up. Okay, so first I'm just gonna go ahead and check these potatoes. Oh yeah, they're extremely tender. We can get these off right now. Next, I'm just gonna open up our pulled pork here. Oh yeah, and you can see that it came apart. It's nice and warm. I can feel it through my gloves. It looks extremely juicy, plenty of moisture. Let's get this inside. Let's finish this up. Okay, now we're inside. We have our potatoes here that we're just gonna cut in half. And then we're gonna go ahead and scoop out most of the inside here, transfer it over to a bowl. And once we have all of our potatoes cored out, I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of butter and Southern Belle to taste just to get some savory flavors in these potatoes. Now we're gonna take our potato mixture and we're gonna start putting it right back in to our potato. Just make sure that it's pretty even because we wanna make sure we have plenty of filling to go in all these potato skins. Now that we've got our potatoes filled up, let's go ahead and put some pulled pork all over top. No big deal if there's a little bit of a mess. I can clean this up in just a second. I want to make sure there's plenty of pulled pork on every single bite. Next, we're going to put our favorite barbecue sauce all over top of the pork. And last but not least, we're going to put a lot of cheese here. We have a mixture of cheddar and Monterey Jack. We'll put these back on the Traeger. If you guys are using the oven, use your oven. Just make sure that cheese gets nice and melty. An hour and 15 minutes later, these pork butt potato skins are completely done. You guys can see how delicious they look. We did add a little bit of fresh green onion right on top just for that extra little bite and of course that beautiful color. Let's jump right in. It's time to take a bite. I probably should be using a fork and knife, but you guys already know I'm not gonna do that. The flavor is out of this world. That pulled pork is still so delicious. I promise you, if you were over at my house right now, you would not be able to tell that this is leftover pulled pork. If you guys enjoy our videos, let us know by following us on Coastal Living on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you guys next week.